But
If it's in the afternoons, as most piano lessons are, I'm also.
All right, well, let's
piano
get
lessons.
started.
oh, yeah, his lessons are Wednesday.
So let's make a big circle kind of around the table.
I'm in the thick of it then.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm so happy to see you. I'll be over here where the sun is right in my eyes. I know, it's so nice in the sun.
So when I fall, you can help.
Welcome, welcome. So let's just make a nice circle, maybe on this side of the bench so you're not so. I mean, you can go out on the baseball diamond if you want, but
Are you on the plant?
are you okay there? You do want stable, so you do want to feel stable under your feet. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be over here. So that you've got
You don't need a ton of room. I mean, you would be fine in front. You can go behind too. Whatever.
She said a circle, but I just saw you on a slant.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking care of it. I'm taking care of it. Okay, thank you.
She just didn't want you to be on an uneven surface. All right, well, hey guys, thanks for coming to November Qigong in the park. I can already take off my scarf. So the autumn is all about getting rid of what we no longer need, like our trees that show us that it's time to let go of things that maybe you've been holding on to. You know, maybe there's something that keeps replaying in your head. Maybe there's grief, maybe there's sadness. Our lungs tend to hold that. The lungs are the yin organ of the autumn, so we want to support our lungs as much as possible. The large intestine is our yang organ of autumn, so we also want to support that. So we'll do some different flows and go over some meridians with some tapping and do some breathing. And yeah, support ourselves for this season. So I'm going to tap my bowl, close your eyes, maybe bring your hands right over your dantian, this lower part of your belly, and really push, as you breathe, really push into your hands on your inhale and pull back toward the spine on your exhale. And just listen for the bell whenever it ends. Connect with your center. Connect with what's happening around you in our environment. Feel the sun. Hear the breeze, the birds. After your next exhale, just gently blink open the eyes. Come into the space. Give yourself a nice wide stance with your feet. It'd be nice if we were barefoot so we could really feel the earth underneath us. But just imagine your feet touching the ground, getting that energy straight from the earth. Knees, keep your knees slightly bent. We're going to start with some tapping. So tapping just helps us release tension. It helps build our chi, our energy source. Chi means life source energy, so we want to work with that energy today. Build. Just tap it out. Just notice if your stomach is sore at all. If that's tender, tapping into it. Don't do anything that hurts, but just bring some energy there. And we'll kind of follow the path of digestion, so going up the right side, over, and down the left side. And just notice if there's a spot where you're like, oh, that feels like a punch in the gut. Just kind of notice that. Use your breath. We want to purge here, so we want to breathe in through the nose and blow it out through the mouth. Again, getting rid of what no longer serves us. Good, and then let's make some little tiger claws with our hands and go right over kind of the base of your rib cage here. Get into that area all across the liver, the spleen, and the stomach. The tiger is the animal of autumn in Chinese medicine. The tiger, that brings us courage, brings us strength. We want to channel our inner tigers. And then the element of autumn is metal, and our lungs are a metal element. So let's beat on our chest like we're King Kong. Opening up the lungs. Take a big inhale and hold your inhale. And give yourself some good, strong chest beats. Open it up. Feel the vibration going all through the body. And then we'll take a little crane's beak with our fingers, come right underneath your clavicle where you feel that little point, this kidney 27 point. So our lungs pull in chi and our kidneys grasp the chi. So we want to support the lungs and the kidneys here. And then we're going to go down all our meridians. So focusing kind of still in that lung. Come into this area called the shoulder nest. I love that. And just kind of open it and see how that resonates in your lungs. Might help you breathe a little deeper as that opens up. So your lung meridian starts here and comes down to the thumb. So we just want to pat down through the thumb. And then we're going to come up the back of the arm. There's lots of meridians that go down the front and the back. Kind of pat yourself on the back like you've done a good job, which you have. Come around to the front. Again, pat it out. And again, we'll focus on coming down the lung meridian. And then this time we're going to come up the large intestine, which starts at your index finger. Going up the index finger, outside of the arm, right over the elbow here. Notice if that's sore at all. That's an area that can be sore. Come on up. It goes right over the back and then comes along up the neck on that same side, up the neck. You can pat lightly here, over the mouth, and ends right here at large intestine 20. So just give yourself some little circles here, right at the edge of your nose. Open that up. This is a great point to use if you get any sinus stagnation. It'll also help open up your digestive system. Good, so let's go follow that one more time. Going down the lung and up the large intestine. Little pat on the back, across, up the side of the neck, over the mouth, and over to that opposite side, little circles. And then just release that. So that tip of that finger, release it out. That's your release point for your large intestine. You can do them on both hands. Just anytime, like if you've just had a fight with someone, or if you've had just negative thoughts in your head, or you just feel weird, you just flick it off. Get that energy out. All right, we'll come to the other side. So same thing, coming into that shoulder nest. You can do flat hand, you can do fist, whatever feels good to you. But really feel that resonate all through that lung. Feel that wonderful sun. Oh, so good. And we'll come down the inside of the arm. And up the outside. Pat yourself on the back for such a good job of living. Come around the front. And then we'll focus on that lung meridian. So coming down through the thumb. And then up through the large intestine, the tip of that finger coming up. Across the back. And then up that side of the neck. We're a little more gentle there. up and over the mouth, and then right to that large intestine 20 on the side of the nose. Rub it out. And we'll do that one more time. Down the front. And up that index finger. Notice if it's sore right in here, that is an area that can get kind of stagnant. Up around, pat yourself on the back, come up that side of the neck, up the SCM, over the mouth, and right into that large intestine 20. Good, and then again, just flick it out. All right, coming. What's that? I know, it's just fabulous out here. So we're gonna take our hands right to our low back over our kidneys and just rub on your kidneys. Give a little love to your kidneys here. Tuck your pelvis a little bit so you feel your low back pressing into your hands. Take a deep breath. Imagine your kidneys feeling like little balloons. Pull some of this beautiful energy into the kidneys and release it out. Try that one more time. And then making a little okay sign with your lung and your large intestine points. Just tap over the kidneys, up and down, coming all the way up, getting those adrenals from the back, and coming down to the sacrum, opening it up. You can kind of tuck your pelvis a little bit so you really feel those muscles back there. Open it up. And then we'll start going down the legs. So starting in the back, going down the bladder meridian, just straight down the back of your legs. Pat it out. Do extra behind your knee. Come down the calves. And then just come across the outside of the foot, across the toes, the inside of the foot. We'll come up the inner leg, right inside of that tibia. You have 3 meridians, yin meridians, that come up the inside of the leg. Oh. And then come down the outside, down this gallbladder meridian. Around the outside of the feet. And up again. You've got your kidney. And then we'll come down the stomach. So the stomach goes kind of to the outside of the femur and the tibia, outside of that knee. Pause maybe right here below the knee. See what that feels like? That can be a big point. Come down again across the feet, up the inside, and pause right on the inside above the ankle. That can be a sore spot too. That's spleen 6, coming up the spleen meridian. And this time we'll hang out here in our, this is called the quad. They're our leg gates. I want to open these up so we get really stagnant in our pelvis because of all the sitting we do. So we want to open up that energy. And we'll add some little squats here. So we just want to bend the knees as we tap in. Make this little drum sound, this little drum detox, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Couple more. And then just kind of slow it down. Close your eyes, let your arms drop. Add a tiny bit of space underneath the underarm so energy can flow. And just notice anything you notice. If you feel any tingling, if anything happened with your breath. Maybe you don't notice anything at all, but just notice that too. Oh. And then let's start to swing side to side. Opening up the spine a little bit. You can let the arms tap around this lower abdomen, your dantian, your low back. So right in the center of the body is the dantian, our energy center where we hold it all. Then right in front of that is the Sia Chi, a big acupressure point. And then in the low back, right behind it, is the Mingmen, and that's the door of life in Chinese medicine. So really great places just to tap and put some energy into, open up. As you swing, if you can spot something behind you to look at, it'll help you not get dizzy. Notice if you get a little farther on one side than the other. And then we'll come back to the center and we're gonna shake. This is everybody's favorite. So shake it out. And while you're shaking, really thinking about letting go, getting rid of whatever we don't need. When you shake, your body cannot hold tension. So really focus on letting go of any chicha that's stored up. You can close your eyes. Nobody else can see you if your eyes are closed. People have different feelings about shaking. But really shake as vigorously as you can allow yourself. Really get everything moving. We're so stiff and held all the time. It's really good just to let it go. Again, using those Pershing breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Letting the trees be an example of getting rid of what we no longer need to sustain us through the winter. And then we'll start to calm down there and really notice that buzz you get through the body from the shaking. Notice your energy, how it's really flowing right now. Just take a few deep breaths, again filling the lower belly. Feel the breeze. Good. All right, we're gonna come into drinking. Actually, we're gonna do our neck first. All right, bring the hands behind you. You can come into a backward prayer. If that doesn't feel good, grab your elbows here. And we're gonna stretch through our neck. So drop the chin to the chest, rotate the head over to the right. And you can kind of hold here, or you can just nod the head forward and back. And notice how the side of your neck feels. Open up that line of tension, going down the shoulder. And then we'll drop the chin in the center, come over to the other side. And hold, or if it feels good, nod the chin forward and back. Open up, allow the sun to warm that side of your neck. Feel all that good yang energy coming down from the sun, warming us up. And we'll tuck the chin. And lift it up and roll the shoulders up and around. Free up any residual tension in those traps. I can talk. Bring the shoulders forward. Good. And then take your left hand and just kind of hold your pec muscle while we swing our arm up and around. Good. And just go into that joint as much as it feels okay. Don't do anything that hurts. If you need less, you can always bring your fingertip to your shoulder. But holding onto that pec gives that shoulder a little bit of support. And then bring it forward. Open up the joints. It's really important to keep the joints open so that energy can flow freely. We'll do the other side, up and around. And reverse it. Good, and then let's again come into our pelvis and do some nice big circles. Open it up. Feel your hip flexors as you press to the front. Think about pushing into all your edges there, opening up, allowing better flow through the pelvis. Good, and reverse it. Make it as big as you're comfortable making it. Good, and then we'll step the feet together. Come down right over the knees, and we're just gonna circle the knees over the feet. So opening the knees and the ankle joints here. Big circles, again, as big as you wanna make them. And reverse it. Feel the joints having to rotate around. Good, and we'll come up from there. All right, again, stepping wide. Now we're gonna do our drinking bird. So, opening up, we wanna really open the chest. Open it as much as you can, and then wiggle your thumbs. Wiggle those, the end of the lung points. And then we're gonna dive forward, bend the knees, and then you can straighten them as much as you want. Bring the arms up. Wiggle your index finger for the large intestine. And this is just following your own breath. So we inhale as we lift. As much of a back bend as it feels good in your spine. Exhale as you come down. So your own personal pace. Follow your own breath. Inhaling on the up and exhaling on the down with a little bit of finger wiggle on either side. And again, just make it as big as it feels good to you. And maybe a little smaller this time. And a little smaller still. Feel that soft flow through the body. And we'll come up. So a big inhale as the arms come out. As you exhale, bring the hands together and notice if you feel any kind of a magnetic attraction through the hands, or if you feel anything at all. And if you don't, that's fine. It's there no matter if you feel it or not. You're full of life force energy if you're alive. Just see if you can kind of get in touch with it here. It's subtle. You have to get quiet to really feel it. Slow down a little bit. All right, let's do a little more stretching and then we're gonna get into our flows. So let's turn the toes, the left toes out. You're just gonna sink your left knee over your toes in this little lunge, and we'll add on as we get the movement. We'll lift up, turn the toe in, bend into the opposite knee, and reach toward that foot. All right, inhale, lift, turn the toes back, and come back into that lunge. All right, other side. So turn those toes in, turn the other toes out, lunge down, lift up, turn the toes in as you sink into the opposite leg, reach across, lift up, turn the toes out, sink down. Good. Turn them in. So make sure your stance is good where you feel stable as you're turning each side. Toes out. Lunge, lift, toes in, reach across, lift up, toes out, lunge, good, lift, toes in, toes out, lunge, lift up, toes in, reach across, feel those meridians stretching through the inner leg, lift up, toes out, sink down, feel the same thing happening in the back leg. All right, adding the upper body, turning. This time we're gonna allow our spine to come over and roll up if you feel stable. If you don't, then just come into the lunge. Turn the toes in again, reach. Lift up, turn the toes out. That same hand that reached across is gonna come across in a big circle. Toes in as we come to the center. toes out. Lunge down, allow your spine to go. Lift up, toes in. Reach across. Lift up, toes out. Big circle with the arm, opens all through the meridians in the front. Toes in, toes out. And adjust your stance whenever you need to. If it gets too wide, adjust it back in. Toes in, reach across, open up, lift up, toes out, big circle, opening all the way. Again, turn it in, spine down, spine up, toes in, reach across, lift up, toes out, big circle with the arm, toes in. One more time either side. Turn it out. Spine down. Think pulling the belly button. Roll up through the spine. In. Reach across. Lift up. Toes out. Big circle with the arm. Good. Toes out. Coming over. Pulling in. Toes in. Reach across. Lift up. Toes out. Big circle with that arm. Nice. Now again, toes out. We're going to come into the supported side angle if you're familiar with yoga. Now, if you feel good there, look up at your hand if that doesn't make you feel like you're going to fall, and push through that palm. Well, it does. The sun will kind of off balance you maybe. So that's important to note. You know, if it's too much to look up, you don't have to do that. You can look wherever you need to. That's just going to get through that full meridian. And then we're going to lift up, come to the other side. So again, support yourself. Try here. And then press through the palm. Maybe look up or maybe look wherever you need to. Safety is key. And we'll lift up from them. So we're going to try pushing in either direction. This is optional. You can always stay supported on that arm. So if you turn it out, think about pushing energy in either direction. So you push over your head and over in front of the body. Press it out. And then we inhale. Think about that chi ball. Rotate it around. Coming to the other side. Pressing in opposite directions. And you can get as deep into this as you want to. Support yourself as much as you need to. Coming up. Find that energy in between the hands and push away. Coming up, moving slowly. Circling around. Pressing away. Pushing that energy in either direction. Think yin and yang. Feel that breeze lifting up. One more time. Pressing away, pushing. And then we pull it back in. Make our ball brighter and brighter. Think about the sun being right in between your hands and push away. And back in. Nice. All right, give your feet a shake if they're kind of sore, if your ankles are sore. And we'll do a breathing exercise. So in Chinese medicine, there's 6 healing sounds which support different organs or different organ groups. So we're going to add those in with our breath work, but we'll start with the breath work. So think about gathering earth energy. And we're going to take 3 sips of breath. So we're going to pull it in for 3. And then as we exhale, we're going to push it out. Think about getting rid of what you don't need. And then gather energy around you, pull it in. 3 breaths, 3 inhales, and then press it down. Feel it flow down like water, like a shower. Pull it up. Good. Press it away. and then pull it in. Press it down. So our first sound is going to be the lung sound. It's s. So on our exhale, we'll make that sound. Inhale. And s. Think about the lungs. Pull it in. Kidney sound is like CHWO. Pull it in. And they're real guttural sounds. Pull it in. All right, liver sound is shh. Really feel everything melting on that shh. Pull it in. Heart sound is like HA. Pull it in. Spleen sound is like WHO. Pull it in. Last one is the triple warmer. It's kind of everything else. It's HE, H-E. Pull it in. And at the bottom, just relax, close your eyes, breathe into the belly. Feel the breeze, feel the sun. So those sounds make a vibration in the body that those organs respond to. 6 healing sounds. All right, we'll go into a flow. So inhale. We want to be nice and soft here, leading with the wrists, up and down. Very simple. And you can let the rest of the body follow as it feels naturally. So don't be stiff through the body. Keep your spine moving. Keep everything kind of flowing here. So this helps us keep our metal element from getting too stiff. We want to keep flow. We want to be strong and we want to have courage, but we also want to be soft and go with the flow. We don't want to be rigid. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And if you want to go slower than me or faster than me, you follow what feels good to you. Your breath, your flow, your life energy, your chi. Good, now we're gonna add on here. So this is called Kuan Yin Draws a Rainbow. I love that name. Inhale up, left arm will come up and around, look over, and then it's gonna gather energy behind and underneath you, pull it up, meet the other hand and flow it back down. So draw that rainbow. Inhale, lift, coming over, follow it with your gaze if you can. Palm faces up as you scoop energy from the earth, lift up and lower it down. Good, and really add buoyancy to your legs. Feel softness gathered in and let it flow down. Good. Any movement that you're called to do with the rest of your body, let it come. Gather it in. Lower it down. Following that breath, inhale, lifting up. Scooping from underneath, adding it in, releasing it down, lifting up, adding it in. Good, lowering down. Let's do it one more time. When you lift the energy from the earth, imagine that that energy has a little weight to it. Imagine a little bit of weight there. One more. Lift it up and lower it down. Nice. Let's take a big inhale, bring the arms out to the side. As you exhale, blow it out. Feel yourself taking a little chi shower here. Feel the relaxation coming through the body. This is called drawing down the heavens. Inhale, lift. Gathering that heavenly chi and pulling it down through the top of the head, through the central channel of the body, back down to the earth. One more. Gather and press. Good. All right, we did this one last time. This is sage pushes, sage pushes the stone, I think. Inhale, lift. So we're going to gather the energy up, press it forward. One hand presses forward, one hand presses forward, one hand pulls back so that palm faces up, and then we look over that shoulder. So a little bit of twist, supporting that large intestine, pulling it back, and pressing it out. On your exhale, inhale, looking over that shoulder. And pressing. Inhale, lift. Really push into your palm. Press and pull. So again, that yin-yang exchange. Twisting for the large intestine, opening up the lung meridian. Pushing out. Pulling in. Pushing out. One more on either side. And we'll come back to the center. So our final flow is going to be metal, earth, and water unite. So we'll inhale. Actually, I lied. We're going to do the fountain flow first. So this is a good way to start that. Backs of the palms, or backs of the hands come together, big circle with the arms. So inhale, let your spine undulate a little bit, whatever way feels good, and keep that flow happening up and down the spine. Just a nice big circle opening up and feeling that softness. Again, leading with the wrist, feeling that softness. Good. And then we'll let that guide us into that next flow. So inhale, lifting through the center. This time we're going to press forward, so push away. And then inhale, expand open as much as it feels good to you. Pull it back into the body and reach down. Gather the earth energy. Squat as low as you want, lift up. And feel that come all down the central channel. And then we'll inhale, lift up. Exhale, press it away. Expand as wide as you want to. Then pull it back in. Reach it down. Gather up. Pull it down. Through that central channel. Again, inhale, lift. And once you kind of know it, follow your own flow. Go with your breath. Do what feels good in your body. Really think, gather, pull all that wonderful earth energy up and let it flow down. Inhale. Exhale, push away. Get rid of any more stagnation. Open it up, expand it out, gather it in. Reach it down. Pull it up. Let's try it one more time. exhale through the center. Push it away. Open and gather. Reach down. Gather it up. Pull it down. Let's stop at our lungs. Just place your hands right over your chest, right over your lungs. Breathing deep. Feel the rise and fall of the lungs. Imagine that bright light that you feel behind your eyelids from the sun. Imagine that filling the lungs. As you press into the chest, like the lungs are a sponge. They're so full of light. The light is oozing out. And then as you inhale, filling it back up with even more light, more healing energy. And again, exhale, squeezing it in. That light is oozing out, going into the rest of the body. Try that a few times, just with your own time. And then bring the hands down again to where we start. Let's make a diamond mudra. So the thumbs are at the belly button and the index fingers come together. So you have a diamond around your dantian. Imagine as you breathe, you're pulling energy into that space. That light is shining brighter and brighter. And then allow the webs of the hands to come together as you close the feet, close one hand over the other. Let yourself kind of rock and sway like a bamboo in the wind. And may the sun warm you by day. May the moon restore you by night. May the breeze blow fresh energy into your being. May the rain wash away your sorrows. And may you walk this earth gently and know its beauty all the days of your life. For joining me. Have a beautiful Saturday. I hope you feel more connected and more at peace than you did earlier. Thank you for joining me.